This is a Swift Conqueror 480, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your gas bottle tie downs with your gas regulator on the bulkhead. We do have the gas pipe work available here on site should you need to buy some. Carry a maximum of 2 6kg propane gas bottles at any point on board the caravan. As you come down the side of the van you've got your Aldi heating and hot water flue. You've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You'd never lift the caravan with these legs, they are just there for stabilising. Got your direct water connection into the side of the caravan should you wish to use it. I'll find out a bit more about that one for you when you arrive on site, not using one of those myself. You then got your water pump connection. So you've got your pickup pipe that goes into the side of into the top of the barrel itself. It needs to be fully submerged in water prior to turning the pump on. You've then got your connection where you push down the blue trigger and push it into the side of the van. And this bottom connection is direct to the tap, so it does not go into the onboard water storage tank, it just goes directly to the hot water taps itself. The top connection, if you want to fill the onboard water tank, we'd need to connect the pump up to the top here, and I'll show you how to change the valves over inside of the caravan to control the water flow directly to the hot water tank, to the onboard water storage tank, sorry. Then got your battery locker, we put a battery on to demonstrate everything is working, and then you've got your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan also from the power on site. Then got your fridge vents, 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air out of the fridge unit and take some cool air in. You've also got a gas flue on the top right hand side behind this little cover on the right hand side. Wheel nuts and motor mover, we'll demonstrate the motor mover to you while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct settings. Toilet flush tank on the side of the van, open up the flap here and you put 3.5 litres of water in and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom here you have your toilet waste cassette. Pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van on either side you've got wind down legs to stabilise the caravan again, but again they are only there for stabilising, not lifting the van. Coming down the door side, got a 3-pin socket for power out to your awning, which you pull open. You've then got your underseat storage for the front left hand side of the caravan and your barbecue gas point. Going on to the inside of the caravan now, shut the door behind us. As we come in the door, above the door we've got the main control panel, so you press the power button for the power to come on. First of all, though, you're going to need to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side and just make sure the main power switches are on. Oh, sorry, not underneath the seat on this one. So, we actually need to come up in the cupboard on the right hand side, above the left hand side above the sink, and make sure the power's turned on and that all the relevant buttons are turned on inside of the caravan, and that we have mains power coming in, which we don't at the moment from the power post on site. So when I hit this test switch, you can see this switch doesn't drop down, it stays in the upright position. So what that means is we have no power coming from the power post on site to the caravan. Once you have power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on, hit the test switch again, and you can see the test switch now drops down to the bottom. So these are your trip switches for the whole of the caravan and your test switch on the end here. You've got the radio below that, you've got your master system shutdown, so power on and off to the whole caravan. And in the bottom here, you've got your 12 volt fuses for all of the 12 volt appliances on board the caravan. And there's a list in the back of the cupboard here that tells you what each of the 12 volt fuses are for and what size fuse it should have in them. On the top there, you'll see a list of what each of the mains 230 switches also have on them. So now we've got power coming into the van, and you've got your charger turned on, your heating and hot water main power switch turned on, and the spare switch at the bottom here, and then your reverse polarity turned on at the top, so you'll need all of these on for everything to work on board the caravan. So you've got your charger, heating, hot water, and the spare one. Sorry, the reverse polarity is when you're in some European countries, so that will not illuminate at all times. Once we know we've got everything turned on and the control panel's turned on above the door, you'll see that we've got mains power on the caravan and mains power on the power post. You'll then see that you've got battery power coming into the battery on board the caravan, or power coming from the battery. Fresh water level if you're using the onboard water tank, which I'll show you how to use in a moment. You've got view levels on the right hand side here, which will either illuminate on the leisure battery or the vehicle battery. depending on what battery you are using. To fill the water system though, so you start to see something on the fresh water level, you need to come underneath the seat at the front of the caravan. Sorry, right on the side of the seat. And underneath that seat you will find two valves. You have yellow drain down valve just here, and you also have a yellow drain down valve just here. Now if you want to fill the onboard water storage tank, you'll need to have the internal tank supply switch pointing downwards in this position, and if you want to fill from the ack roll on the outside of the caravan, you'll need to have this switch here pointing to the right, but you will need to have both the yellow valves parallel with the floor. So if you want to fill the onboard water storage tank, this white valve will need to be down, and if you're filling from the ack roll, it will need to be across to the right as it is now. To fill the system, you'll come to all the taps on board the caravan, open them all up on the hot side of the water system, then turn on the water pump. If you are wanting to fill the onboard water storage tank, you'll have the pump connection connected to the top connection on the outside, and you'll hit the fill tank option. Once the water system is completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, and at that point you can shut all the taps off and you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. So that's where this little silver control panel comes in on the wall. So we're going to go menu. Hopefully you can see that on here. Wait for it to clear up a little bit the screen. So when we're on the home screen, as you can see here, we've got several different options. You've got power on and off on the bottom left hand side, and you do need to turn this control panel off prior to turning the main control panel off above the door. Top one you see here is minus or plus for your room heating. Higher you go, the hotter the heating will be. Below that you've got your water temperature. You've got water on when this bar's halfway up, and you've got water boost when this bar's completely filled. Below that you've got the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So you've got 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts as a power source option. It will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you set this to. If you're on a site with 2 kilowatts for instance, or with where you set it to 2 kilowatts for instance, but there's only 1 kilowatt available, it will trip the power inside the van and it will not work in the right way. So you do need to make sure you match it up to the power setting on the site. The best way to find out what power setting you can run this on is by asking the site office when you arrive on your holiday. At the bottom here we've got the option to run gas for your heating and hot water. So you've got gas on or gas off. If it fails to ignite, it'll come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen to indicate it has failed to ignite. When you press the menu button here, it'll take you back to your home screen, and you might have just been able to see that at the bottom of the screen, it flashing to say that you have no gas available. You've got a gas indicator here at the top to say it's trying to run on gas, and as you can see at the moment, the current room temperature, as it's been locked up all day, this particular van, is 40 degrees. So that's your heating and hot water systems and how to fill the water systems. Should you say, either way you fill the water system, whether it be directly to the onboard water tank or from the ack roll to the taps, you will need to make sure you completely bleed the system on the hot side of the water system. To operate the fridge, very simple to do. You've got a power button on the front of the fridge to turn the fridge on. 12 volt mode here, which is the 12 volt battery symbol on the end, is for when you are towing down the road. Essentially at that point you can use the fridge as a cool box. It will depend on if it works to whether you've got the right power connection on the back of your car or the right plugs connection on the back of your car and it is wired up correctly. You don't have any temperature control on the 12 volt mode. It is just a cool box, and if you want to get it even colder as you're travelling, I advise putting some ice blocks in the fridge as well with your items you are taking away. You've then got your 240 volt mode here, so you can select the 240 volt mode if you want to use the fridge as a on 240 on site, and then you've got your temperature control on the button on the right hand side. The last option you've got is gas mode. So if you want to use the fridge on gas, the fridge will self ignite on gas as long as the gas is turned on. If it fails to ignite, it's going to flash the blue flame symbol here and also the blue. It's also going to flash the red warning symbol on this right hand side, which indicates it has failed to ignite. If it stays ignited, the blue light here will stay solid. If not, like I said, it will flash at you. Temperature control for the on gas is on the same button as for the 240 mode. To turn it off, press and hold the power button on the left hand side. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much the same as your household appliances. You just need to remember, if you have no 240 mains coming into the caravan, then you'll have no microwave, as it's 240 powered only. And you do need to remember to remove the microwave plate while you're travelling. On top of the hob, you've got a 240 electric ring here, which allows you to, which will let you to run it off the 240 mains power coming into the caravan. And then the rest of the hob, grill and oven is all gas powered, so you can use it off grid. Last thing we go through in the bathroom is the toilet system. The toilet has an electric flush up top here, which allows you to flush the toilet system. You have a red indicator light that illuminates red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, the toilet needs to be back in the straight on position, as it is now. And below the toilet, you'll see your grey waste handle. Now, if this grey waste handle is in the open position when you try to remove the toilet waste cassette, it will actually stop you. And if you do remove it, it could damage the toilet waste cassette itself. So always make sure it's back in the central position before removing that cassette. However, when you're using the toilet, have it in the open position so the waste goes down in that cassette. This is a Swift Conqueror at 480. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.